Dave Portnoy is a fraud. He has no core values, no defined set of beliefs. He has no redeeming qualities other than his wealth. Remove his money, and he wouldn't have a friend in this world. Dave Portnoy and Andrew Tate are the Al Capone and Lucky Luciano of masculinity prohibition. Portnoy and Tate bootleg moonshine masculinity across the internet. Their wealth and fame are byproducts of America's misguided masculinity temperance movement. We're living in the third wave of masculinity prohibition. Each wave popularizes and enriches a new breed of masculinity bootleggers. Portnoy, the founder of Barstool Sports, and Tate, a kickboxing champion turned TikTok influencer, are the latest undeserving benefactors of an unholy mission Democrats and feminists devised 60 years ago to demonize manhood. Portnoy built a sports media empire pretending to be a fearless ESPN disruptor, standing against the wokeification of sports and American culture. It's now clear he's a total fraud and sellout. His lone interest are money and access to barely legal young women. He sold Barstool to a gambling company for hundreds of millions of dollars, and now Barstool is every bit as woke as ESPN. Monday night, Portnoy engaged in a Twitter beef with comedian Alex Stein, a truly fearless internet disruptor. Stein, a contributor for The Blaze, mocks local and national politicians of all political parties with viral videos. Barstool's Twitter feed posted a hilarious video of Stein trolling members of the Las Vegas City Council. Let's take a look.
Wait, excuse me. You said your name was Alex Stein?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What I'm saying is these casinos give people free drinks, and then they become vulnerable and then end up gambling more money than they have.
Yeah.
And I was a victim of that, and I lost a lot of money. And I'm facing a lot of issues right now. My wife's boyfriend recently got her pregnant, and I'm here for a church event speaking for, I'm a member of the Church of Scientology, and I don't normally drink, but I'm very vulnerable. I'm in a position now where I don't know what I'm going to do, because financially I'm going to have to take care of this baby potentially, because he's out on parole right now, and he has an upcoming case where he could be facing a long time in jail. So potentially I'm going to have to financially support this baby, and I come to Las Vegas for a work event, and I get fed alcohol, and I get entirely way too intoxicated. I go to the ATM, I use my credit card. They make it very accessible to be able to gamble with my credit card. You know this, Mayor Goodman. They make it absolutely incredibly accessible, Councilman, to be able to take all I have. And now I got to go back to Clearwater, Florida, and I have nothing. So after this, after I start drinking, I'm very distraught. And the one good thing about this city, I will say, the one good thing is, of all the cities I've been to, it's the first city. Last night at 4 a.m., I saw multiple people on Fremont Street taking the vaccine. That's the only place I've seen a 24/7 vaccine operation in the United States of America, and that's here in Las Vegas. I saw lots of people on Fremont Street doing the vaccine, and I want to commend you the one thing. But the vulnerability of the tourists that come here, like myself, you're preying on people like me. And then I end up meeting a nice Filipino girl. I take her back to my hotel room. Come to find out, I cost money for her service to come to my room. Mayor Goodman. I end up having a good time. We start kissing. We take off our clothes. She has male genitalia. She's a transgender. Mayor Goodman.
Excuse me. We're in a public venue, and I think.
What happened? So listen, I'm at a meeting.
Please, excuse me, could you please be calm and whatever?
You guys are preying on me, Mayor. You know, when I'm out there, I'm vulnerable, and now I have male genitalia with breasts. It's very confusing. How can we track that?
Excuse me. I think unless you have an issue that we can address.
That's why we call him Primetime 99, on the grind, all the time, always shining, always grinding. Oh my God. That's Alex Stein for you. Within hours, Barstool deleted the post. Stein, within minutes, called out Barstool's cowardice, tweeting, "It's so cute that Barstool Sports is owned by El Presidente, or Stool Presidente, who is accused of the most heinous things, but they are too afraid to keep my content up." Portnoy struck his tough guy pose, responding, "Buddy, shut the F up. We are owned by a gambling company. We've had roughly 9,000 training sessions not to post shit like this because regulators don't like it. Go back to whatever hole you crawled out of. That's Dave Portnoy, tough guy, fake tough guy, poser. Because via DM, Portnoy offered to have Stein on a podcast, but quickly changed his mind and changed course and backed off. Dave Portnoy is a fraud. He has no core values, no defined set of beliefs. He has no redeeming qualities other than his wealth. Remove his money, and he wouldn't have a friend in this world. If we weren't living in an era completely hostile to masculinity, Portnoy would be broke in Boston delivering pizza. The prohibition of masculinity is what made heroes and millionaires of men like Portnoy and Andrew Tate. Tate is a former contestant on the TV show Big Brother. He started something called Hustlers University on TikTok, posting relationship and life advice to young men. He's basically the pornographic version of Kevin Samuels, the now deceased popular relationship YouTuber. Masculinity is like air and water. We need it for survival. The world was built by male energy. Thank God Jesus was masculine. Thank God men were willing to die in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the World Wars, for our freedom. The demonization of masculinity has caused a shortage of it and inflated the value of it. The shortage has created a market for imposters and moonshiners. If ESPN wasn't hostile to masculinity, if all their guys weren't on TV crying and shedding tears about somebody having big lips, there would never have been a market for Portnoy's brand of masculine sports talk. The out of control, believe all women, Me Too movement created the market for Andrew Tate. Alcohol prohibition was bad. Alcohol isn't a necessity. Masculinity is. The ramifications for the prohibition of masculinity are far worse than the repealed 18th Amendment. We've lowered the standard and behavior for manhood so low that idiots believe puberty blockers and surgery can make men. We're so desperate, we'll now accept any form of masculinity.